welcome back to Attingham Park and another almost live video. So today I want to do some pumping and hosing, but the first thing I want to do is try and set up auto drive to run over to Wellington Farm with the JCB and the slurry tanker, and be able to bring that back over to here. Actually, we want to take it to the BTA, don't we? I was about to set it up to drop it in that tank, but we don't want to do that. So let's just check. We have a trigger over here, which we do, and that's all going to work. I think we better move the landy out of the way. Almost like a tractor in a way. That's a bit annoying. So yeah, going to do some pumping and hosing. I want to get grass fields sorted. I think I'd said last time that I was going to be harvesting corn, but that's not ready yet, and I don't want to rush particularly to get to that. So yeah, actually do we need to mow this yet? No, it's got one more state to go. So this was obviously our big cow pasture before, which the beef got moved out of. So if I go from here, can I just, will that find its way to Wellington Farm? I guess we'll see. Actually, what I want to do, can I get in it by cutting the corner, is before it races off, turn park vehicle off so that I can actually get in the thing. So we need to get some kit to do some pumping and some hosing. Right, let's set a store deliveries point, and I need to remind myself what we actually need because it's been a while. So we need a pump that can do 1 kilometer. That can do 1,500 meters. It does have the pump and stuff built in, doesn't it? Yeah. So I think we're going to buy one of those, and I think that can act as an intermediate as well. But we shouldn't need that. It can pump 1,500 meters. So we need to actually be in there. So platform. Yeah, that's okay. I think we just wanted to hold liquid manure. We probably want a compressor. So reel and compressor, that seems sensible to me. So £137,000. Ouch. This is going to be expensive to get set up. And then I'm going to go for this one because it's an all-in-one. It's only 8 meters wide, but I like the fact that it's all-in-one. So just quickly do a number plate. And let's get that brought as well. And I've gone for that one because I think it can fit on the little voucher, which will be cool. Obviously, we need the compressor for the hoses to be able to roll them back up. There we go. Might want a weight for the front of that. I don't know if we have one, so I'm just going to buy one. Just easier. 750 is probably enough. In jet black. Can we get that put on as well? I'm hoping, I've been playing around with sound settings. Yeah, we definitely need a weight on the front with the aim of getting things set up for streaming. Come on, there we go. Right, yeah, that's better. Weight on the front definitely helps. So this is going to go over to the grass field over here. And my hope is that I can pump out of the slurry tank. and have enough that we can get all the way to the end of this field. I might end up fertilizing the rest of the fields separately. We will see. I kind of thought I might need more tractors as well, but maybe not. Which is why the Deutz is there. And then we want some hoses. Because we've got pumps, now we need hoses. So we get some 500s in. Go for orange. And as soon as we can pump 1500 meters, we'll get 3 of them. And let's roll that up. I'm really trying to remember how all this stuff works. I've not used it in quite a long time. Oh, that reel can't hold hoses that big. Okay. So, we need a hose reel. I might just get the single, actually. That can hold 1.3 kilometers. So if we get 1 for the front and 1 for the back. And totally ridiculously, this can be our hose tractor. So which one is the back and which one is the front? Oh, that's the back, because it's got lights on the back. Cool. Yeah, I'd say I haven't done any pumping and hosing since the last time I did a video on here of pumping and hosing. So this might take me a little bit to get everything set up. Cool. Oh, JCB's made it. Awesome. And then we go on the back there. Okay. Why don't you want to... because I'm... There we go. Because I'm a noob. Right. I think we want a short hose as well for connecting up to the slurry tank, but I'm not sure. So we're going to do a yellow one that is 100 meters. And we'll come back to that. Yeah, let's hook that up onto here, hopefully. There we go. So, right. I don't know if we can connect the hose to... If we do unload, is it just going to empty it, or is it going to drop it off? Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. Didn't work quite as I expected. But we can fill that with slurry. So we're in the Warrior and we're going to try and unwind some of the hose so that we can hook things up. Okay, so what I remembered is that they have to be unwound to attach, and that we don't seem to be able to attach to that. So that's step 1. So let's reposition this in the trigger. We'll try and attach the yellow hose to this, and then we'll join the other hoses to it. So I've not used this since I did the last video on here, and it's one of those things I think that you need to use somewhat regularly to remember how it all works. So which is not what I've been doing. So bear with me, basically. hopefully in the editing I can get rid of some of the thinking moments. If I get in now, I don't remember how to attach this. Aha, attach umbilical hose. There we go. Progress. Okay, back in the Deutz. Oh, this is a total noob does job. And then we want to wind up this hose. Go park it near where this one is. I guess we could maybe bring this over. Put that up. Attach. 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 Detach. Shift Q. I'm going to forget some of these controls so often. And then we can bring this hose through the gate. Oh, come on. This was such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. It felt like a good idea. It really wasn't. How is that looking? I need a spotter standing. Yeah, that's pretty good to me. So change to unwinding. Is it Y? No. Can't remember which key it is to unwind. Okay. Do we need to start unwinding it first and then attach them? Now let's try joining them together, shall we? Maybe we'll just unwind all of this one and then see if we can join them together. So we have quite a lot on here, so what I'm going to do is try and lay this one out properly now. So we're going to go down the edge of the field and then back. Might have been useful to have some slightly shorter hoses to do this because this field is not that long. We've got two 500-meter hoses on here, haven't we? What I would like to get is a run down the field and back. And then hopefully we can hook up to our spreader. And at least be able to do one field. Right. That's almost one hose out. Yeah, so what I recall from this is you need to have a decent amount of slack in the hoses to not have issues. So if I connect it, is it going to let me continue to unwind? No. Okay. Right. We'll unwind this one as well. This one is going to be way too long, I think, but you know, that's what she said. Maybe that's why we may have wanted the double carrier, because we could have then put like a 200-meter hose on this bit, maybe. Yeah, a 200-meter hose would have probably been good for this bit of the run. I think what we'll end up doing is just kind of snaking it backwards and forwards. 300 meters of hose left. Maybe we'll do a run along here. I have no idea what I'm doing, if you can't tell. It's, yeah. I remember this going much better last time I tried it. But hey, that's the joy of almost live, I guess, that I I will have edited some of this out, but not all of it. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Hopefully this will be okay. We're going to run out about the right point, and then we can try and hook it all up. Look at that. Look at that. Awesome. Right. Got a join over here somewhere that I need to make. And then a join by the the yellow hose. Because that's how you do it. Actually, this one doesn't even need that much. There we go. So it's probably easier if I run from here because it's only 100 meters away or less. It would be really nice if you could hook them together before having to unwind them. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm just a massive noob, which is entirely possible. No. We want X. Move the Deutz out of the way. Big tractor, you are in the way. We can turn that one off as well. And then where's the end of the hose? Somewhere there. Shift Q. Awesome. So, yes, I'm going to drive over the hose a little bit. Deal with it. It's a video game. So my plan is to run a headland along there. Maybe do one backwards and forwards along the far end, and then we'll see how we go. So I need to activate the pump. That's new, the conditioning thing. Okay. And then we're going to do manual application rate. Quite a lot. And we're going to lower it. And we are applying nitrogen. It is working. The Valtra is staying full. Oh, the manure tank is going down. I've not used this in a while, and I know they have updated pumps and hoses. So, yes, I know I'm driving over the hoses. So, deal with it. If I could move them manually by hand, I'd pull them into the hedge, but I can't, so 10 miles an hour feels quite fast to me to be doing this. So, we'll slow it down a little bit, and yeah. Awesome. We are pumping and hosing. And I'm using my favourite little tractor, which is very cool. So yeah, I'm sticking with trying to do the almost live videos on here. I feel they are good practice and they seem quite popular. So hopefully more people will watch them. In general, views are down a little bit. I don't know if that's just YouTube in general or my stuff. So we'll see how it goes. The tutorials are still doing well. You know, the cosplay video, the GoVille video did really well as well. That was massively jumping on the bandwagon of the DLC being announced. But hey, you're not gonna, you know, you've got to do these things sometimes. So. Yep, that did really well, and yeah, I mean in general things are going okay. You know, patrons doing really well. Let's say thank you to the patrons. I have no idea at what point in the video this is going to be, but we'll make a note of roughly where we are in my mind, which means I'll forget and I'll have to watch loads of the video. But hey, it's not really a problem. Yeah, right, let's just crack on with doing this. I'm so impressed with the update to the interface that it's telling me how much liquid manure is in the tank still. So we've run out 1100 meters of hose. That should be able to get us, I think, both fields here, and that might be enough for today. That might be enough. We'll see. everything's taken quite a long time to get set up, and I don't want to make the video stupidly long. So yeah, I've been doing a bunch of prep work in the background on sound and stuff, ready for when I start trying to stream my side of the English streams, which is not going to have been this week because it's Thursday now, because I'm not planning to join Paul tonight. Maybe next week we'll see if there's any cool new stuff to stream and how things are going. Basically, yeah, I'm still think I could do with another week off from there. Particularly today, it's Thursday. Today I've pretty much finished work for the day. Been awake since 4:30 with a not very well greyhound. We need to buy some soil mappage by the looks of it. Yeah. There we go. Hopefully that'll get me some soil information going in. Yeah, there we go. So let's get GPS set up now. Yes, I know the hoses are a mess. It does bug me actually. I need to get better at it, but I'm only going to get better at it by doing more of it. So having bought our setup, that's probably a good thing because it means I am going to use it more. Because it really has been a long time since I've done any pumping and hosing. So yeah, which is why it took me so long to get set up and why I'm so, I guess, pleased with how things have updated. Yeah, and I went for this one because it doesn't do anything to the grass, so it's just a dribble bar. I think in the past I've used the cultivating options. We might get one of those to do some of the other fields. I think we've got a lot of digestate as well stored up, I think, in the tank from the BGA. Well, I'll have a look at that in a moment using the time-saving stock check. That's really cool. So if we jump in here, digestate, yeah, we've got 400,000 litres of digestate as well, so definitely going to make use of some of that to get the fields fertilised. We have quite a bit of planting left to do. In fact, I'm not sure we've done any because it's only August. So yeah, but it felt like that we needed to get the grass fields re-fertilised so that they're growing well for third cut silage. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get a bunch of this done. I will be back in a bit. That didn't go well. I'll just finish this turn and then I'll be back. So I think what we do need to do is get this set up whilst I just briefly paused doing the slurry spreading. So we have a route into here. We go to here. I don't know where the trigger is for the slurry on here. So let's just hit F5. So it's there. It's going to be tricky. That is going to be tricky, I fear. Without doing a reverse course. So let's just pick up. That'll do. See what we can do. Yeah, we're not going to get that without a reverse course, are we? And we've got a dolly trailer on here. Unless we cheat and we drive along the hedge line. Anyway, so that's Wellington Farm slurry fill. Can we fit along there? Look away if you're a fan of realism. No, we can't. Oh. Okay. Realism goddess, and I've just broken part of my course. Awesome. There we go. Okay, let's try and back this thing out. Delete though, no. Delete some more points. Okay. That plan didn't work. So this plan is not working at all. And you're getting a really good demonstration of my ability to reverse a dolly trailer, which I was talking about in the Maypole video. And I'm not sure four-wheel steer really helps. I can't remember who it was that suggested that, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Let's just try and get ourselves away from that wall a bit. There we go. This was just going to be a quick, easy little job. I'm really tempted to take the suggestion that someone had on Maypole and remove the trigger, or essentially put a longer pipe on the slurry outflow. Because what that is simulating. I think we might end up doing that. I'm going to, as soon as we're here, we might as well fill it. And turn that off because it's annoying. And we can at least then send this back full. That way. That way. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Like a professional. Really not, but hey, I'm getting cocky now. So doing manure, I think, is going to be okay, but we might struggle with that. So mini BGA manure, gone off you go. And I don't want to see that anymore. I'm not sure why this stopped its engine. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll be back. So we're just finishing up the first field. The JCB is not far away at all. Might be able to see it. Nope. So what I have noticed is that so Pumps and Hoses, I think as I said, Pumps and Hoses has updated since I last used it, and things are behaving much better. The bar is behaving like a solid bar, so it's not flying all over the place, it's not getting stuck in the ground, it's only turning to the point that it should. The hoses have been really well behaved as well. So yeah, I'm mega impressed with the update to Pumps and Hoses. We've not used too much slurry either, and we have got this grass field nicely fertilized, so all wins. We'll just ignore what happened heading over to Wellington Farm and trying to get that sorted. So I think what I can do is a Shift Q and X, because we're going to now need to reposition all of the hoses. So we'll just jump in here and see if this bit, actually it won't work because I've only got it set to drive to, not to deliver. So let's take over, get this into BGA. I guess this BGA must be producing digestate as well, so we might have to deal with that as well at some point. Let's overload that. No, we need that on still. Let's start this processing so we can earn back some of that money that we've spent on other stuff. So not that much. Cool. Get that empty. That can be switched off and parked for now. And into the Deutz. And hopefully we can just drag these hoses into position. I have a feeling we might not be able to. In fact, I think we won't be able to, but we'll see. I think we might need to blow them out before we wind them onto the wheel. Let's do that. So, Control O. Is that doing anything? I don't know. Oh well. Right. Winding. Why? Oh no. Okay, let's see if we can use this to position the hose how we want it. Ultra's in the way. There's plenty of slack there, so I have a cunning plan. It's as cunning as Professor, and it's not that cunning actually. It's really not. We're just going to drive. We're going to pull the hose back here. We're going to turn around. We're going to pull it the other way, and hopefully we can lay out something that we can use to do some slurry spreading with. Pretty much. There is in fact very little cunning involved. And I think in reality this wouldn't work, but I think in Farm Sim it will. It will put the loop down and follow. No, it won't follow us. Okay. That should be enough. That might be enough. Okay. Yeah, that'll sort of work. That'll sort of work, I think. Yeah, that's sort of working. And then we're going to go across here. I'm really, really guessing on this. And we'll do Control Q to unhook that. And we'll see if this works. It might not. I've got a horrible feeling it's not going to actually. That we need to do it properly, but we'll see. There's quite a lot of slack in there, so maybe we'll be okay. Pump is on. Right, let's see if we can do this field any better. We are charging the umbilical pump. I'm not sure what the condition actually means. I'm really not. But we are getting the nitrogen up, so it's all good. And I said we're not using, and the number's flying now, but we've got so much in there that it's fine. Seems to be working pretty well. I wonder if, and there's the option to put water through to clear the pipes, because we're going to have to roll everything up to move it to the next one. I'm not going to do the next one in this video because I think it's already very long, like our hose. That's what she said. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with this. Generally, I think it's better if you reset each time. I'm just being lazy, and I know last time I was lazy, it struggled because the hoses kept unhooking from each other, because they don't like dragging that far. So we'll see how it goes with getting this done. We'll see how it goes. But definitely everything seems to be behaving a lot better. The hoses aren't falling through the ground or bugging out at all. I've just driven into a hedge. And I have hedge collisions on here, so they are quite firm. But yeah, generally going pretty well, I think. Haven't done very much rambling in this video because I've been kind of busy concentrating on trying to get this to work. So I haven't used it a lot at all. It's one of those DLCs, I think, where the kit is really cool. I really like it, but it's quite situational, I guess, and quite time consuming. I'm not sure I would want to do this every time I needed to spread slurry on here, for example. I think it would just make the job. I don't know how well it works with course play and workers, but it feels like it would make the job quite time consuming. But it's also quite good fun. So there is that, yeah. It's one of those DLCs I think that's really cool, but I'm not sure I'm going to use it all the time, even though I've just spent 200 grand on equipment to use it. Yeah, and I'm going to have to run over a hose again, but we're only dribbling, so we should be okay. It'll be fine. Just means the hose will be a bit grim. It's alright, I'm the one who's got to roll it up. I'll put gloves on. Yeah, we still need to do quite a few fields. I'm not going to do all of them in this video. I might do the rest off camera. I might do the rest with some solid vert. Get them done. Who knows? I may keep plodding away on this. I'm really tempted, and I don't think it'll happen. I don't think I'll have the time or the energy. I'm not even going to bother saying it because there's no point. This is not going to happen. Anywho, I need to get this field finished up, so we're just going to crack on. Yeah, I'm still really excited about the GoBeal pack. I don't know if I've actually spoken about it in a video since it came out. There wasn't one for the patrons. So it looks really cool. The autonomous bale wrapper, which is autonomous, I think is a really weird word to use for it because I associate other things with autonomous, but the fact that you can just let it sit in the field with its own, it's got its own power plant is what they mean by autonomous, rather than it's going to drive around finding the bales for you. I think that's really cool. You know, you can just park it in a corner of the field. As you make your bales, you can maybe drive up to it and drop them into it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the big static baler. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that works with maizePlus stuff. Well, there's a way of getting it to work with maizePlus stuff with some of the clever scripters that we have in the farming agency, because that would be really cool. It's something that the DSA baler you can use as a static baler, but I really liked in FS19, although I never used it as a static baler. There was the smaller static baler where you put stuff in the top. I used to be quite cheeky, it won't surprise any of you, and I used to tow it around with the forage harvester because the forage harvester would squirt into the top. That worked really well for doing cheaty maize bales with maizePlus. Yeah, but actually that was, you know, it's going to be a proper way of doing maize silage bales. You can have a forage harvester running, filling trailers, and then the trailers tipping into the static baler. And getting that working with something like auto drive is going to be a really fun challenge, I think. And then there's other kit. There's a normal round baler. I think that's going to be really cool. Just more options for stuff, you know. And someone did say, I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you watched my Let's Plays or if you just watched the video, the clickbait video, saying that it was a bad idea for console because bale limits. Now I play on PC and I play with maizePlus, which brings in a whole load of extra bales, and what I find apart from the fact that with maizePlus you need a lot more bales because you need a lot more food. But if I didn't, I think you'd, and my answer was, I think you just make less of each type of bale, you know. Consoles have a bale limit for a reason, so your game doesn't die, also your FPS doesn't die when you have too many of them. And so you just have to adapt, you know. You make less grass silage bales, you make some maize silage bales, you know, it's that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that it's potentially bringing different types of silage to base game. Assuming it works with maizePlus, I'm going to keep having to caveat that in there because I'm not going to stop playing with maizePlus. So yeah, that's going to be the interesting bit, I think, as to how it all interacts and plays together and plays nicely. I mean, the clever scripting guys got maizePlus to work with the DLC Pumps and Hoses BGA by doing some clever scripting. So if need be, maybe they can break out their clever scripting skills and do something with that to get it to work. I'm sure there will be options. Yeah. I'm not worried yet that it's not going to work together. And we're only a month away from it, really, so it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool, which probably means it all exists already. So I'm going to say thank you to the few of you that have used code Disturbed to go and buy the Season Pass 2 since the Govil pack was announced. The Giants partner website portal thing tells you it doesn't tell you who's bought them, or where they are, or anything like that, but it tells you how many people have bought the different things and when they bought them. A couple of people have bought the Season Pass since, so really appreciate that. And it's purely for the longer term goal of getting to be a Bronze Giants partner, so that I get early access to stuff. I am so far away from that. I think I'm like 10% of the way there. So yeah, I'll get there eventually. This is a slow grind, not a sprint. Yeah, how much? We're still just dropped under the 300,000 litres of slurry in the tank. So yeah, it's pretty good. And the nice thing, yes, the setup's longer, but you don't have to do all those trips backwards and forwards to refill. And these two big fields, I wonder what kind of state are they in? The two big grass fields that we have next to us. So pH, it looks like they need some lime as well, nitrogen, and they all need a little bit. If we do a good setup, we can run that as one big field, and that is going to mean it's quicker than running tankers backwards and forwards. Yeah, I think that, you know, it's kind of one of the really good things. I might end up turning hedge collisions off to do some of the fields because, you know, farmers put slurry hoses through gaps in hedges. It's a thing. My standing example for doing this work, because it's about the only farmer that I've seen that does it, that I watch anyway on YouTube, is Cow Farmer Dan. And they've got loads of little holes in the hedges that they put the slurry hoses through to make the runs shorter, because they do all of their pumping from their main slurry tank on the farm, and some of the runs they do are quite long. So yeah, and we've got a kilometre of hose out here, but we've got a lot of slack. So I think we'll be okay for linking up to the next field. And particularly if we just went straight over the hedge or through the hedge from where we are now, I think that, you know, that's probably a sensible option. Once I've rolled all the hoses up and done all the stuff that I need to do to make it neater, I think that'd work quite well. But I'm not going to do that in this video because I think we've got quite long already. It's going to happen with trying to do these kind of almost live videos. They're going to be longer naturally, because I may as well waffle or ramble. I ramble, I don't waffle whilst I'm doing stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's a big fields. We'll have a quick check on the animals once they've turned again. And the runs are getting quite short now, but so I fed the dairy cows before I started. Let's just stop and do it. So the beef could do with a feed actually before I progress time too much. Dairy cows are okay. Pigs are okay, and next month we'll be halfway through reproduction, and the sheep are okay. So yeah, everything's okay. Really looking forward to seeing how the pigs behave with the enhanced animal system. Actually, what I haven't done is it's somewhere in here. The end of this one. Yep. Animals can die on save game. Boom. That was the whole point of me moving the beef. So we may as well embrace it. Yeah, I better remember to keep everything fed now. So one thing, actually, the thing you need to be careful with that, I've turned the wrong way. If you're running that and you're running chickens and you have overcrowding allowed, so I found this on my Furling Let's Play, which is the one that the patrons get, because one chicken, it produces lots of chicks. You can very quickly overcrowd your chicken coop, and that will drop it to 0% health. And that will mean chickens start to die, which is probably realistic, but you really need to bear that in mind if you're doing chickens with this mod in it, with the enhanced animal system enabled, because you could end up with lots of chickens dying. But yeah, bear that in mind. Right, let's run over. So we're a bit closer to the Deutz, and we'll try and get all these hoses raveled up, and then we'll call it a day. So, Shift Q and X. Okay, so how do I unclog the clogged hose? Do I need to have an implement attached to be able to do that? Let's find out. This is a remembering episode. I do Shift Q and then get back in here. So I can activate the pump. No. So we don't want that connected. Let's have a look in the controls section. Toggle pump state B. Turn compressor on, Control O. I'm going to change tractors. The one that doesn't have reverse drive. So we've got more chance of seeing what the controls are. This is our feeder tractor, obviously. What do you run on your feed wagons? You don't run an Axiom 960 TerraTrack? Wow, you're strange. Right. Clean umbilical hose, X. There we go. So we then want to do probably Shift Q. Yep. And then if we get in here, hopefully we can actually, what I should do is find the join and start from the join. That makes more sense. If I'm going to need to uncouple them, then may as well uncouple them before I raise. No. Oh, that's the downside of having a ½ kilometre long hose, I guess. Hard to find where the end is. Thought it should be somewhere here. I guess not. Okay. Winding. So we need to uncouple the other one. So where is the join? Finally. Hey. That took way longer than it should. Winding. Why? Yay. There we go. And because I've purged it, it should wind up a little bit quicker. Pro tip, different colour hoses. Having them all orange did not help. At all. At all, because I had to run around the entire thing several times to actually find where the join was, because I couldn't tell. Which really didn't help at all. Let's get these hoses wound. So I think I've left the Deutz winding that hose up. So we can try and get this one on here for now. Change to winding. Why? There we go. So that one will wind up as well. That one is going through the ground, but I'll worry about how I'm going to do the other field another day, I think, because this has taken quite a bit of brain power to sort. So yep, that's nearly done. We'll help this one out a bit. Slow down a little bit. Just keep a little bit of tension on the hose as we load it on to the reel. Yeah, I need to work out. Actually, let's have a look. The best way to get from our slurry tank there to those fields. Or we could go from the digestate tank, which is there, to those fields. That might be better. So we'd have to go across 2 hedges. Which is just a case of turning off hedge collisions for a bit to get the pipes through. Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll do. So we'll leave this here. That one's nearly done. Actually, we might as well take this round to its next job, and then we'll call it a day. So this video is probably going to come out on Friday, which is tomorrow, which means I need to edit it now, because the tutorial type video I was going to do I have not recorded yet, which is going to be adding in Nightcloak's milk to maizePlus animal food editions. Haven't had a chance to record that yet, so it will be Saturday's video probably. I did say in today's video on Thursday that there might be a gap, and that might still happen. We'll see how things go. So one thing you can still do, so 415, if we put 12,000 litres of slurry in here, I think you get more as digestate. Yeah, lots more still. I guess that's a weird feature of pumps and hoses still, so we'll be using digestate next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Comments, questions, and taking the pee out of me for being a noob with pumps and hoses below. And if you aren't already, think about subscribing, and I'll see you next time on Attingham Park.